When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Aloe or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does online business better than Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/income.
Hello and welcome to the Presidencies of the United States. I'm your host, Jerry Landry. As we wrap up another election season, I just want to take a moment to share a few thoughts. I'm going to start this out by saying that I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. So I hope you're not waiting for the endorsement of your friendly neighborhood podcaster in order to choose who you're going to pick at the ballot. I do encourage you, if you haven't voted already, to go ahead and vote. People like to say, if you don't vote, you can't complain about who gets elected, but I hope that your motivation to vote is about more than just that. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about was what happens after Election Day. We seem to be in a cycle of the politics of fear. Each election cycle, we're told that if you don't vote one way or another, that horrible things are going to happen. And indeed, I know so many folks in my life who are fearful of what the future has to hold. And to be honest, I've had my moments myself. But it can't just be about what we're voting against. There has to be more than that. So I invite you, as we wrap up this election season and move forward one way or another, to reflect on, instead of just what you're against, what are you for? Who are you fighting for? I still think back to when I was a kid and my mom would take me with her as she would vote. And it was back in the day when you had the big metal voting machines and you pressed the little lever and the curtain closed and you had to select each little knob to choose your candidate. I remember being in there with her as she was making her selections and feeling so connected to other people, not just in my local community, but across the state and across the nation. When I go to vote, of course, I think about myself and my interest, and I think about my husband, but I also think about our family, think about our friends, think about my colleagues, our neighbors, think about people that I just see randomly. Think about everybody. I think about the people that I don't know. Because I realize that when I'm voting, I'm not just voting for myself. I'm voting for the best interest of all of them. And I've long since accepted that there is no perfect candidate. There's no candidate that's going to 100% align with my viewpoints, unless, of course, I put my own name on the ballot, but not planning to do that anytime soon. But I think of it as a job interview process. If anybody's ever been on an interview committee, you have candidates you have to evaluate, and you know there's not going to be the 100% person, but you try to choose the person who you think is going to do the job best. And we don't always get it right. Sometimes we vote for somebody, we think they're going to do one thing and they do something else. It happens. All that we can do is use the information that we have to make the best, most informed choice that we can. And then we move forward. When I started Presidencies nearly 8 years ago, one of the intentions that I had for it, because we were still in a cycle of politics of fear, one of my aims for this podcast was to help to build a community of hope, to help to connect people with a historic legacy that isn't always great, but that also has important lessons for us in terms of problems that we've dealt with before, things that are still issues to this day, and the fact that people keep going despite adversity, despite hardship, despite feeling at times like everything is just crumbling around you. History provides us with so many examples of people stepping up and keep going. Persistence, patience. I encourage you as we move on from this election season, reflect on who are you fighting for and how are you building a community of hope? Because I can tell you right now, it's much needed. No matter the results of this election or any other, we're going to keep going. We just get to decide how we do that. For my part, I'll keep on putting out episodes of this podcast, including the one I'm currently working on and look forward to releasing for all of you. But until then, I just want to thank you for listening. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, be kind to one another, and take care, dear friends.
An airliner heads for Alaska with 101 passengers and crew. Then, somewhere over the Gulf of Alaska, Flight 293 slams into the icy waters below.
Even if all 4 engines quit, it just doesn't fall out of the sky.
No bodies were recovered. Loved ones had no closure and were left to wonder.
What happened to Flight 293?
Unsolved Histories, What Happened to Flight 293 is available now, wherever you get your podcasts.